Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome back to the stream. I am Razim. Today we're using the TF Talkies, and this is TCG Card Shop Simulator. I have been very much enjoying this game, though I took a small break, and now I am ready to do some more.
Dang, Master.
What?
Thank you so much to store.
What do you mean?
It's been a while since I've seen you play the game. The last time I seen you play the game.
Oh, that's fair. I don't think I like this vintage table. It's nice that it can hold more cards, but it just looks so out of place. I think when all those...
tacky.
Yeah, I think when it's all those cards are sold, I will be getting rid of that table. I was hoping that, because I could see that it didn't look great, but I was hoping that the usefulness of it would outshine how it looks. Unfortunately, that is not the case.
Aww.
Alright, come on in and buy my stuff, all you wonderful people out there. At least I'm pretty sure I got everything set up right. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-dum. Da-ba-da-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bum. Da-ba-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-dum, bum, ba-ba-da-bum, ba-dum. By the way, there is a new TF Talkie in there for you guys to find. I will not tell you which route you need to take for it. Partially because I don't remember. But good luck finding it.
I don't know how you code all of those potions like that.
Very carefully. Hey, Seda. I will say you have to get me to 25% for one of the forms before you can start to get to the other one. Do 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 do. Yeah, I was gonna wait to reveal the new TF Talkie on Tuesday, but... Well, now that I'm taking Mondays off, I figured give you guys a chance to find it now. Ah, my employee is here. Good. Also, something else that I learned about this game that from seeing someone else play it is if you make too many of those bulk boxes, you can actually store them. You just they get stored on the workbench itself. Yeah. I don't know if my employee will actually restock them. I'm gonna test this. I mean, most places do not carry $2 bills, so... fact, the only reason why I even have $2 bills is my grandpa gives them to me every year. And so instead, I use them and give them out as tips in restaurants.
Ah.
On top of a regular tip of, you know, the proper tip, of course. Oh, really, Lightning? Well, I haven't been accused of that yet, Sirio. I need to get to level 30 so I can expand my shop further. Though granted, at that point, I think I can only do it by one 5-foot space on each side. Which isn't much, but I guess it's useful. You know, that is very fair there, Lightning. Especially considering a single dollar isn't gonna get you anywhere nowadays. I'm surprised that my drawer here has 50-cent pieces.
Same. Oh my god, people.
What's up?
They keep buying these friggin' big packs. And 4 of them at a time. We have to rebind them so many times because of that.
Ah. Could get a warehouse shelf. Just
Oh,
have
I
some
did.
extra.
I do. I run out of extras.
Oh.
Yes.
Fair
It gets
enough.
that bad.
Ah, thank you for your patronage. Single card for ya? Okie dokie. If that's all you've got to buy, I suppose. Ooh, now, I'm okay with you buying this $35 card. Sirio, here in the US, that's already the case. People already don't believe that they're real half the time. I'm gonna open some more packs, because I can.
Why all these people are waiting for you?
There weren't that many. I only opened 2 more packs.
Mm-hmm.
I did because I was waiting for people to be ready to check out. Can I help you, sir? And lady, why are you... Ugh! Frickin' stinker. Coming into my shop. I'm sure at one point the $2 bill was actually very useful for people, but at this point they aren't. Yes, I am Sirio. And people are buying them, so, you know, clearly they've got value to them. Welcome back, Pikash. Good to hear you're doing a little better. Go ahead. Holy crap.
What's up?
Oh, just one of those customers that comes in and buys out basically all of my stock of an item.
Yep, that's what I feel all the time.
Gotta get those whale customers.
Yeah, but if they're gonna buy all of a $2 card sleeve thing, they can just stay home. That's not a whale.
That's an inconvenience.
Yes.
Have we gotten more than $1,000 card yet?
I've gotten a couple over 1,000. But not, where Ren over there with that $1,500 card.
I still don't know how I got that. Like, what the heck?
Luck of the draw.
Good old RNG. And I see you've got Wawa Nimble napping. Just have to add a blankie to him. I'm just going through some magic cards myself, trying to make a new deck for Commander.
And yes, Sirio, like that, they were, the $2 bill was probably useful at some point. But definitely not very useful today.
That's why we replaced it with a $2 coin. A $1 coin. You just can't do that in America because America loves its bills. Loves the bills.
Yeah, we do. Thank you, come again. You, get off that table. Nobody's coming in to play with you. I was like, wait, why is he not walking out? Oh, because he's buying stuff. Okay, fair enough. Carry on.
1862 $2 bill on average worth about $300.
What is less useful, a $2 bill or a single penny? The penny is less useful, period.
And that's why we finally stopped production of ours. And yet for America, who claims to love bills, they absolutely refuse to get rid of the penny. I guess they're afraid the copper market will implode if they stop making pennies or something.
Who knows? Blue and purple.
Is it time to add a blankie to Ren and a nice soft pillow?
I'm still up.
The blue card sleeves.
Well, what if we add this comfortable Zim?
Okay, good. You're grabbing from back there. Blue dice. And all except for the pig.
Hey Zerda, have a blankie and a pillow too.
Clear card sleeves. The blue deck box. And then the green card sleeves. Except we can't afford all of this, so... There. We got enough of all the rest of that, I think. Where's my new item? Ah, here you are. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You go ahead and go rest. For now. Because I'm going to rearrange the shelves a little bit.
Time to drive the staff nuts.
Maybe a little bit. But honestly, probably not that much.
What are those, play mats?
Yes.
Aha. Those sell well.
They really do. I got some myself.
Alright.
Of course, also depends what size and what series it's from. Like, I know my friend bought 2 of the Bloomburrow 8-foot ones.
Can I afford a personal shelf? Nope. Thankfully, no, it does not, Sirio. Okay, yeah, I ain't doing that. Where's... There you are. Move that label. Ah, I can do that. Excellent. Remove that tag. Grab one of these boxes. I decided I'm gonna have all of the different colored decks and such all in columns like this. I think it looks nice. I just think it looks nice. Duke.
Dude.
Chair, little Duke. Think, Ren, now you're bigger than Zim. Look, it's little Zim.
Eh?
The tiniest a Duke.
That's adorable.
Yeah, but it's not the matter of the size. Size only goes so far after all.
I don't know, seems to work for fur cons. Especially hotel rooms. Ugh. Why are they doing a room lottery? Why can't they do XYZ? As they've only got X number of rooms. What do you want them to do? Sell them to the highest bidder?
I think that's what they want them to do.
I basically just sent the con a message saying, just ignore them, because they're gonna complain even if you gave them away for free.
True.
Like, you got a con with 20,000 people. You have at max maybe 10,000 rooms scattered around. That's just logistics. Like, you can't double the space.
Well, ferret, Sirio. Ferret. I mean, 20,000 rooms will definitely go a very long ways with, filling people up.
Yeah, but they don't got 20,000 rooms. They've got basically 20,000 customers and at most 10,000 rooms.
Hey, Seda.
Hi, Theta.
Zeta!
I'd like to buy all your cards, please.
By all means, come on
By all
in.
means, go ahead. Go take all my cards.
Do you accept guild currency?
No,
No.
my cash.
What's cash?
Something you apparently don't have. Get out of here, cheapskate.
It's Zeta Bear. We give Zeta Bear uppies.
Oh god,
Not-
giving the steel pupper uppies is a very that's a workout.
It's like in another day or two, it'll be October, and you can have all the pumpkin spice, whatever you want.
No, it's Duketober.
It's
whatever.
just both of you guys just like pulling off like multiple versions of the sign, just like Beartober, Duketober.
Yep.
Like, can you guys pick one?
And we find this last picture of Dart underneath. We both turn and start hunting darts.
Wait, no. Ah!
Oh, good night, Lightning Dragon.
Good night, Lightning.
Good night, Lightning.
No.
But yeah, there is a new form in there for you guys to grab, to find and TF me into.
It's so precious, Zeta. You come in and he's like, someone TF me, please? Please?
It's like you rang.
I mean, I was doing that before you got here.
Spend your uppy points on me, please?
I mean, we do have almost 400,000 eggs.
Ooh. I'll let you do the TFing then.
But why TF with egg coins when we can TF with science?
Full of science! By the looks of it,
By the way,
from-
Sirio, anytime you see that mixture potion, that means that is a new path you can go down. Or you can keep going down the existing one. Ooh, $104 card.
Nice.
Sorry, you were saying?
Is it next week you'll have a change avatar with a secret ending that you don't know about and you turn into plaid or something?
I would be really impressed if suddenly there was one that I did not know about.
Like in before the
I'm also
reversal potion where
Go ahead.
where people can send you down the TF path, but people can like stage by stage send you out of the TF path. Why? Because we bully the streamer.
I've considered having something like
Whoa,
that.
whoa. I just got a $500 card myself. Holy crap.
Nice.
Nice.
I have considered setting that up, but the coding behind having it where it'll go down a step is so annoying. It's the main reason I haven't done that yet, is it would be so much work to set that up. and so many redundancies and all that stuff. It just would not be worth it. But if when we get our custom setup going, it should be set up that way. And I don't have to worry about doing the coding because somebody else is doing it.
Yay.
Yeah, you just get to sit there and look cute.
Oh, well, that's never gonna happen.
Took you a minute.
No, it didn't.
Someday, with the power of Sata Science, you will admit that you are cute.
No, the only way that happens is with cold hard cash because there's a card for that.
Legendary card, if I recall.
Yes. Frickin' Arab played it Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll have to get a clip of that. I mean, yes.
There was already a clip made. Until I get around to going through my clips again.
How are you there, Seda Wag? Are we doing good in Sciencey?
I'm not doing too bad. I'm a little bit eepy, so I'm going to bed pretty soon. I had a lot of fun with Satisfactory today.
Oh, you did stream today?
I did.
Oh, nice.
My fuel project is now producing more power than my nuclear power plant ever did.
Ah, and releasing more and more of those sweet, sweet pollutants.
And we're only operating at 35% capacity. But like I got like the floor up and running. I spent, you know, a good hour and a half or so doing cosmetic decorations, and then I came back and it's like not a blip. It's like if there's any production issues right now, and I got turned into a gecko. A mecha gecko with a big tail.
A gecko mecco.
But yeah. So if there's any production issues, they're not showing themselves yet. Because actually, like, side note, and this is going to be like the non-spoiler version, it's like, I actually ran into an issue that only occurs because I'm not operating this plant at full throttle.
Oh?
Because pretty much how this production line works is that there is there's 3 sections of the main factory. One's producing a fuel ingredient. And that fuel ingredient gets sent upstairs to produce the main fuel. But the production of that fuel creates a byproduct. But there's a recipe that I have that allows me to turn that byproduct into that base component fuel again.
I'll be right back real quick.
Okay. So basically you can just produce fuel in an infinite loop?
Yeah, well, basically there's a feedback loop in there where the byproduct of generating the main fuel unit that I'm using generates byproduct that I can use to turn into more of that ingredient fuel to supplement everything out. But the problem that I'm running in is because I've scaled everything and built all the facilities as needed, the core production buildings are actually producing enough of that ingredient fuel as is to meet demand. So the pipes get filled, and then the waste product gets backed up. So I actually had to introduce effectively a release valve of sorts to clear off the production line of that waste product if there's an overflow. Just so that production line can actually run smoothly, even if we're not running things at full capacity. So it's like, I either can like keep on manually clearing this production line until things get full tilt, or I can just like put a failsafe in now so it doesn't shut down.
Well, fair enough.
But I was like, I didn't think about this.
I swear I'll get back to it at some point.
Look, you just gotta like, okay, no, can't say gotta get them all up. You gotta just collect every single card first.
Well, Katie, you're a puppy. You don't have to think about it. Except for ball. And when the next walk is.
Wait, what was that, Rajan?
Raijin?
I said you're a puppy. Don't you want to play fetch?
I think he's more said something along the lines of, you're a puppy, you don't have to think about stuff like that. You only need to think about your ball and when you get walkies next.
But I gotta do the science.
Does that mean October becomes Halloween for Satas?
I mean, I'm gonna be getting at least 2 science-themed picks.
Halloween?
Oh, for our transfer.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh my lord. Okay.
What's up, Red?
I forgot to pause the game. I just see here was a huge line.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, I've gotten some very high value cards that I can sell.
Nice. Yes, yes. I love when people buy the book.
The book?
The collector's book.
I haven't unlocked that yet.
Really?
Yeah. Just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Oh, it's totally worth it.
Oh? How
Like-
so?
The market price $65, but the profit that I get if I plus 10%, how much? 3 times. Your profit is $47 for each book.
Very nice.
Yep. I haven't bought any plushies yet.
Plushies have been really good. At least for me. Bum ba ba dum ba da 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 ba da bum ba da ba da dum ba dum bum ba da 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 dum ba da da dum ba bum bum ba da 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 ba bum ba dum. I have so many of these card tables.
Why do you
Just
keep
trying-
buying them?
I've stopped. Aside from the vintage one, but that one was because I thought it would actually be more efficient on space.
But it wasn't.
No. Which is why when all the cards on it are sold, I'm gonna sell that. But otherwise, it's like, I got all these cards, these singles. I really wish I could put out a, you know, bulk box of everything worth between this point and that point, and just be like, yep, you could get our box that's less than 100 or less than $1, or you can get this box of cards between $1 and $5.
Where's the box that's filled with cards of only good boys?
Ah, well, you see, that one would be priceless. So we couldn't sell it.
Aw, thank you, Master.
Ah, darn. Well, there goes my marketing idea for, you know, selling, you know, the Starlight, you know, TCG card sets where we have, you know, Vector v Amos. It's like you have the good boys and the bad boys. Complete
Oh,
with, like, you know,
jeez.
too cool for the sunglasses.
I have seriously wanted to set up some trading cards with communities, characters, and stuff, and have that kind of going for our tabletop games. But actually setting that up is,
Gonna take a lot of time.
no, it's something that would be so complicated to pull off that I just don't want to deal.
Understandable.
Okay, so now things are restocked. We are going to need another box of those. Now we'll just get 2 boxes of them. Box of these. Another box of those play mats.
God.
Box of the pigs. Black dice. Yellow and blue. Deck boxes. And then clear and green card sleeves. And that's good to know. He will not actually restock the bulk boxes. Oh wait, how do I actually... Ah, there we go. I do wonder how many of these I can throw in on the table here. I'm guessing until this is full.
And 10 hours later, Zim has filled up the entire room with just these bulk card bundles.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you can keep on going quite a ways. Got it. I'm gonna sell them for between market and 10%. Alright. These packs open to clear up that shelf space. I do think I'm going to save some of these empty boxes just for using to move things around if I need to. I was a partially TF'd where Kodiak Bear? Really, Sirio?
Hey, look, the TF serums ain't cheap. Sometimes we just gotta go halfway.
I see. So it's Sada's fault. Got it.
I mean, I guess it is because I programmed the bloody thing.
Speaking of, what's the status of the 3.0?
No work's been done on it as of yet right now. Like, the IRL stuff just preventing me from kind of getting good focus on it.
That's understandable.
But my kind of intention is to dedicate this coming month to really progressing it along.
Well, let me know if you need any help. In a way that I can help.
Will do. I mean, one thing that I'm going to be experimenting with is I've actually been seeing something on Norn's stream that I actually really like.
What's that?
Norn has a version of a watch streak where basically, as opposed to, you know, Twitch potentially missing your watch streak or ruining something like that, you could basically just redeem a, 1 or 2 channel point redeem to basically be like, hey, you're here, you've been here for X number of streams, and, hey, you get TF'd along the way.
Oh, I like that.
I'm thinking, hey, have a version of that where it's just like, hey, here, drink today's special. And, also record, how many times you drunk that. You have, a pseudo watch streak, but, do a little stiff and spin on it.
I like that idea.
Which would be good, because I think I think how I want to get the bot to work overall is just, you have this, core engine of the redeem that would, in theory, generate everything every single time. But depending upon what's redeemed, it only pulls out certain values of that. So it kind of flows a bit better, and you can kind of, more easily augment different redeems in there. As opposed to, programming every single thing every single time, and you have to, manually get every variable in there. It's just more like, hey, we've just generated, 20 variables. What would you like? I guess it's like ordering, a TF burger.
Well, I mean, a TF burger just sounds tasty, period.
It's like all the ingredients there. It's just how would you like them stacked and organized?
I sure do feel like an odd one out.
Why do
Why?
you not want a burger?
Chief.
I understand. Totally.
I don't understand. Why?
What was that not clear?
No.
Hold on, we gotta paint TFU.
That's the wrong one for the paint.
Close enough.
Dang
No,
it.
because I still don't get it.
Drink the Say to Wear juice. It's delicious.
I don't think I want anyone drinking my juice.
Because it's October shortly, I sent Seda a pic.
Interesting.
Alright, you just won dice. Got it.
So
And
how
all
is
the
store?
dice.
So how is the store coming along? It looks like you have like a credit card reader now, and you have multiple shelves, and
Oh, I've had the credit card reader from the beginning. It's just not many people actually use it. I know for the
And in fact,
games that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna look into actual data on how many times people actually use cards versus cash, and have
Oh.
it reflected like that, because I'm pretty sure more people use cards than they do cash.
at
I
least
can
these
tell
Are
days.
you also going to include the
I-
3% charge that Visa applies to all transactions?
I can tell you right now, like, 80% of people use credit cards. At least.
Yeah. I have been debating about the charge for credit cards on it. Because on the one hand, it's like, yeah, that'd be more realistic. On the other hand, that doesn't mean that the players would enjoy it.
Yep, there's always that balance of realism versus gameplay.
Yep. I mean, the way this guy has it, as you have to type the number in, compared to the other simulator.
I don't mind the typing in part.
I don't either.
One thing's for sure, one upgrade that my store will, the store in my game will have is one of those automated change dispensers.
Oh, please. Thank you.
Or at least for, you know, coins.
Yeah, the dollar bills we can handle ourselves. It's just coins. That's freaking annoying.
Per the Federal Reserve, as of 2024, cash is used for 16% of all transactions.
16%? That low?
Yep.
That low.
And yet in these games, 90% of people are using cash.
It
Because
should be
here's-
it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Because here they have an actual choice, whereas in real life, more places refuse to take cash. Like, look at how many places refuse to give you change for 50, much less 100.
The thing is, you have to consider who's making these games. It's mostly people stuck in the 90s.
Shoot, even in the 90s, I still remember a lot of people using credit cards.
Yeah, the 90s I could see maybe being 50-50. But
I prefer my cash because I can stay anonymous and not get tracked. I'm old-fashioned bear. Old.
of course, part of why they do that is probably to pad the content. Because it does take more time for you to put out the change for the cash than it is otherwise.
Yeah, but it's such
Well,
a minimum
here's the
pad.
simple solution: just have you be forced to do some stupid minigame regarding the card reader because it's broken in a weird way that is unique to the store, and you won't
God.
find any other stores.
Yeah, you have to solve this maze puzzle to be able to use the credit card reader.
Oh no.
There was, I do distinctly remember there's one store, and I'd never seen this at any other store. The way you had to use card transactions is they had to cancel the transaction entirely and then restart the transaction, and then the second time around, it would accept it.
At least it's not tied to you solving the daily Sudoku puzzle.
Maybe we'll have it where they start with really basic POS and be able to upgrade it.
It's all on dial-up. You upgrade your internet to get faster transaction speeds.
Sometimes you have to type in the card number to make it work.
It's a random chance.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen that.
Hey, especially when you start coming in with a foreign debit card, and sometimes it just not work. So it's a debit card, but it has to be processed as a credit card because it's not going to work yet outside of its host nation. Totally have not experienced that before.
You get a couple of people that come in with American Express, but you don't take Amex.
Actually, most American Express does not work here in Bermuda, but whenever I go away, I have to do the transaction as a credit card, despite my card being a debit card, because HSBC Bank Bermuda does not function as a debit card in the States. At the end of the day, it kind of goes back to the, what's a fun kind of game mechanic to add some variety and challenge without it being well, we're gonna have you solve this numeric sequence because we want to pad time during the game.
Yeah. But that's always something that we can figure out after we have the base game set up. Ooh, $53 card.
Nice. Is it a new one or
Old one.
nice? Ever since I got that $1,500 card, oh, it's actually time to actually start collecting these. There's no way I'm gonna sell that because I know how rare that is.
That was actually how it happened for me as well. It was I don't care about collecting. Oh, this one's worth a lot of money.
Yep.
Okay, I guess I could collect these now.
He's been hijacked.
Now, see, the very dangerous thing is that they had Steam Marketplace for this game.
Oh, God. People actually selling their cards IRL. I am really glad that they did not go that route. Because, sure, the developer would have gotten money from that, but that would be such a predatory practice.
It would need to have always online verification.
What was that?
Always online verification.
Oh yeah, it would definitely require that.
Which, then comes with its own problems of, this is a single player game, why do I need to be connected online? I'm just trading cards.
Quadruple A gaming.
Just reminds me of the whole fiasco with the latest SimCity. Well, I say latest, but
can you
that
believe
was
it was
forever
11 years ago?
I know, right? Fucking hell.
Actually, was it 11 years ago? Hold on, I'm looking at this now because I'm pretty sure it was and I misspelled it.
remember. We demanded that.
Oh yeah, no, it has been 11 years. SimCity 2013 released on March 6th. Though actually, oh lord, I just realized. Let me just see something. You know, that is almost poetic. Just like, it's just a couple days short of being poetic.
How so?
So, SimCity 2013 released on March 6th. 2 years later, City Skylines released on March 10th.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Like, if you had a crystal ball, like, that would have just been the statement to make. 2 years to the day. But also, you know, hey, this is where in game development you don't get, like, overly confident. So that is a slow and insidious killer. But yeah. Actually, was there another game? Yeah, actually, no. There was, outside of the mobile SimCity game in 2014, there has been no SimCity since. Ow.
Yeah. That is why I want EA to. That's why I want a competitor to The Sims. Why I was so happy, even though I knew that Paradox would freaking nickel and dime us on the. I knew Paradox would nickel and dime us on the.
Well, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but there's not gonna be a Sims 5. They're not developing it anymore.
Oh?
Yep.
Well, even though I know Paradox would have nickel and dimed us on the whole, DLC front, kind of like EA has, it would still be so nice to see EA get that taken away from them finally.
I mean, I think the reason why they stopped making Sims 5 because, like I said, nobody's developing the same game they are, and why go to Sims 5? What's the point of it?
Oh no, last I heard they are making another one, but it is meant to be basically the forever game.
Oh, well, that's not gonna last long.
Yeah, that's what I've heard is, they stopped making officially what is going to be Sims 5, but instead what they've gone to is, oh yeah, we're just going to support this for the rest of eternity, and this will be a live service, yeah. And there's just going to be a whole bunch of content released for it.
Mm-hmm. Like how every other live service just kind of tank after the first month.
There have been like 2 or 3 that have actually survived.
Yep.
Funny enough, I
And,
think one of them was Sea of Thieves. Because that's basically a live service game.
Well, the reason why because they never give it up. They keep pushing it.
Yeah.
And guess what? It survived. Most other developers like, oh, well, this didn't work out. We're closing it.
But I was so excited to see a competitor because I love The Sims. Or those kind of, you know, the life simulation kind of games. But
See, all someone needs to do to completely destroy the market on that side Ooh, I just saw that card draw. Very nice.
Oh yeah.
But like, see, all someone needs to do is take the formula that City Skylines gave us. Have a game that knows what it wants to do mechanically, but also its mechanics allow you flexibility to make your choices, and there's going to be right-ish paths, right-ish and wrong-ish paths, but it's not going to be like a completely binary choice. It's going to be a lot of degrees of freedom. Looking at their the road network tools and stuff that City Skylines gave us, and how you were able to manage your resources. But that secret sauce that breaks things. Imagine a Sims-like game coming on Steam, day one workshop support.
Yeah.
That completely breaks the entire genre. Because now someone would be like, well, I don't have to pay you guys like $10 to get a Furry DLC. I can just mod my VRM in and have like my freaking like VTuber model run around.
Honestly, the only thing that we don't even need that much. We just need anyone to come out with one. Because that's the problem is, like, there's Paralives, there's one that's supposedly coming from Ubisoft, there was the, Life by You from Paradox. All of these ones that keep popping up, and then nothing is heard from them forever. I think there's about 5 or 6 that are technically in development, but nobody's releasing them yet. And it's like,
Yes.
all that is needed is simply one competitor of any kind to EA, and that's going to flip the market. They don't need bells and whistles, they just need to get it out there. But yes, I very much agree that they could just, if they really wanted to kick EA in the balls, they could have the most basic game ever and just give it workshop support, and bam.
I mean, yeah, you look at City Skylines, you look at RimWorld.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because just how open the modding is of that and how like extensive it's gotten over the years, like you can basically not play RimWorld in RimWorld.
Yeah. Kairu? Sorry, real quick, Kairu, I know so many people that feel the same way. Such a huge number of people that feel that exact same way. They don't care if it's garbage. If it just wasn't The Sims, they would buy it in a heartbeat. But go ahead with what you were saying, Seda.
I was going to just actually add that on to that, especially with like games like The Sims, where you have this very heavy, hey, we've made this like technically inferior version, but now we're going to sell everything back to you as like further DLC. So, oh, the game's $40 to $60, but now we're going to sell you like how much? Actually, I'm going to look at this right now. How much DLC does The Sims have?
Too many. Too friggin' many.
Way too many indeed. I mean, hell, they released when they weren't they weren't even happy with, they have so many different kinds of DLC as well. You got expansions, you've got stuff packs, you've got expansions for the expansions, you've got a freaking, I don't remember what they called it, but they started releasing these minuscule ones that were like $5 each, but all they did was one thing. Literally
see, like,
vacuum
the-
cleaners.
Yeah, it's like, yes, the Greenhouse Haven kit for $5, and then the Horse Ranch expansion for $40, which unfortunately does not TF you into a horse.
Horse armor. Yay, horse armor.
They've got this monopoly and people have no other choice. And that is, I will always push for competition. Healthy competition. Because that is where we get incredible stuff. That is where we get good games. I'm very passionate about The Sims. It's literally... There's a lot of games that I have played throughout my life. But the first two that I remember playing was Warcraft Orcs and Humans and A Link to the Past. But then from there, the games that I really got hooked on were The Sims, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights. Like, those are the foundation of who I am as a gamer today.
Also, just a quick scan. There are, by my rough count, 15 expansions to The Sims 4. Priced at $40. Which, that's just the expansion, so you're looking at $600 worth of expansions. No.
And what
Like-
about the rest of it?
Most of them were like the $5 ones there, so, you know, we could probably piece together a couple more $100 worth of DLC.
Yeah.
Like, for me, the... You know, the... You've hit the home run is a game... Is, like, somewhere between Stardew Valley, Terraria, and, like, RimWorld. Because, you know...
Yes, I am passionate about The Sims because I literally grew up playing it. Like, when I said that, those are the games that I grew up with. Playing a lot. But go ahead with what you were saying, Seda.
What, you were going to comment something to RimWorld?
Oh yeah, RimWorld's one that I really, really enjoy as well. And it's an example of a game done right.
Yeah, and when I say, like, you know, somewhere between the two, because, like, RimWorld's an example of a game that, you know, periodically, like, every, 2 years or so? Just seeing when did RimWorld come out? 2018. So in, like, the 6 years it's been out, almost, actually, they put out 4 DLCs. Priced between $15 and $25.
Are they
but,
on
you know,
four
that's-
now?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because you had Royalty, Ideology, Biotech, and the newest one is Anomaly.
Oh, that's right. I really need to go do RimWorld again.
So do I. It's been, like, eons since I've played it.
Yeah.
I like, over-modded it too much. It started running poorly, and then, like, things started breaking. It's like, But, yeah, like... They're the kind of game where, like, it's... You know, you have a lot of customization, and even if, like, the new stuff comes out in DLC, more often than not, someone's done it modded. Like, I know, like, I think it was, like, the biotech or the anomaly stuff, like, had a lot of the, like, pawn morpher-esque stuff involved, where it's like, yeah, we've been doing this for a while. Like, we can turn people into animal hybrids. This is nothing new for us.
Yeah, I know the Pawn Morpher devs were not very happy when that came out. Well, some of them were, some of them weren't. And I don't blame them, because it's like, they did kind of just rip their whole thing. But at the same time, in general, the devs have been really good about their community. That was just one misstep out of a history of really good decisions. Really community-first decisions.
Yep, but, you know, they're like, you know, one of the ones that comes to mind where, like, you know, hey, the DLC in a lot of regards funds additional development on the game, you know, new features, bug fixes, things that go underneath the hood. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's a highly moddable experience and they aren't taking that away. But then on, like, the flip side, you have, like, Terraria and Stardew, which also highly moddable. But yeah, the success of those games have allowed them to continually pump out free updates.
For me, with my games, it would be a simple matter of, if I see a mod that comes out that is really good, I would absolutely reach out to the developers and be like, hey, you want to make this an official DLC? Split the profits, you know? I know for me, if I were a mod developer or mod author for more than just one mod on RimWorld, that would be like the dream can come true. Though, granted, that would be an endeavor to undertake for managing that kind of thing, but I still think it would be really nice.
And I think that's, like, the better way to go about it, where it's like, you know, hey, if there's a mod that, you know, really adds a lot of positivity to the game, just, like, you know, work with the modders, basically like, you know, hey, you know, can we just bring this in?
Yeah, make it part of the base game. Get it official support. Not to mention, you know, for any of those mod authors that may want to go into the gaming industry, well, boom, here's a official... Here's an official thing you can put on your resume. And yeah, Kairu, me playing the Sims 4 is like the worst part about it is they took away so much of the Sims 3 and chopped it up into pieces. 'Cause like the Sims 3 already had an extraordinary amount of DLC. But at least the DLC felt like it was actually adding to the game. As opposed to what we're dealing with, what we've been dealing with The Sims 4, where it's like, we've added pets! Oh, but we only added cats and dogs. You'll have to wait till later and get another DLC for the horses that we had in the previous one. Whereas
Like, go on.
whereas in The Sims 3, it's like pets came out and you had horses, cats, dogs. You had wild animals out the wazoo that you could interact with, and just it was so much. But you were gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, like, just like imagine if, like, they, StarCraft 2, and they just decided, oh, hey, $40 DLC, we've added medics back and dragoons, and I can't say lurkers because I kind of added lurkers back in, like, what was it, Legacy of the Void, but it's like, oh, hey, we took out this, like, one thing from the previous game, but we're gonna charge you $20 to have it back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in a way, they kind of did.
Yeah, they kind of did with at least the lurker, but
Well, no, I'm talking
Yeah.
about, like, with the medics. They did add the medics back in, but the Rainer. Well, no, I guess they did give that one free. The three big ones they did for the co-op stuff.
yeah, I mean the co-op's different. I'm talking about, like,
Yeah.
if they did this for, like, the base game, where they're just like, and probably a bad example because RTS is kind of naturally have that, like, here's an expansion with, like, some new units and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think these days a lot of the gaming industry, like hardcore gamers, are kind of tired of every game now wants to come out with a basic version that is going to be live service with a battle pass, an annual pass, a cosmetic skin DLC, and and we're only going to be launching with, like, a quarter of the features. I'm going to add the other ones in as paid expansion passes later, and you can also get, like, I don't know, the opportunity to come over and lick the developer's shoe.
And yeah, people are now just kind of burnt out. They don't want to deal with it anymore.
No, it's like, well, like, normally we'd be like, hey, I'm going to save up to pay $60 for this game, and I'm going to get, like, easy, like, 60, 100 hours out of it before, I decide to go get the next one. Now they want to be like, oh, no, hey, $60 is not enough. You gotta... You have more in that wallet. You don't need to play another game. You keep on playing our game. Forever and ever and ever.
Yep, that's not happening. And people are just starting to...
Oh, and we're shutting the game down. Oh, those, like, $200 you spent on skins are completely worth it now.
Yep.
I think
And
that's the
people-
real kicker.
And I think that's why people are stopped buying those type of games. Because they're, after doing it so long, so many times, people are like, I'm done with this. Why am I spending so much if it's worthless in the end? Because live services, guess what? They get shut down. Close it off, and you can't play the game anymore.
Yeah.
That's what indie developers are now, Sarahcon. That's what indie developers are.
I'm hesitant to say that because early access has definitely upended that. I am all for early access, but I also feel like there needs to be some caveats on that for games that get abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like early access, like, as we've seen with things like Baldur's Gate and Satisfactory, early access can be a wonderful tool to be able to allow effectively a larger extended playtest. But, games like, Satisfactory, they launched with a cheaper price tag. Price tag got increased for 1.0, but, you're paying an incomplete price for an incomplete game. So you're kind of like, you buy in early because you believe in the game and it looks fun as is. But yeah, the early access where it's like, oh, well, hey, we're just going to release an incomplete game, and actually, yeah, not getting the reception we want, so we won't develop anymore.
Yeah. The problem, yeah, that's kind of the problem, is a lot of those games, like, you've got your early access success stories like Satisfactory and Baldur's Gate. And for every one of those, you've got 100 others that were
Abusing the system.
thrown out there, basically unplayable and never updated again.
Yep. Because they know gonna get those one or two people that's gonna buy it.
Though I will say one thing that I really love about Steam that I have not seen with any other of those online game markets places is at least, well, refunds, but also you can always download the game.
Yep.
They cannot take it from your library.
Nope.
I have had games that just got yanked out of the library on PlayStation, on even Nintendo had one, I believe. And then I know iPhone is a prime example. There was a game from the 90s called Ascendancy that I really enjoyed. They released a version on iOS. And I literally got myself an iPad just to play the game.
Oh.
It was great for a while, and then suddenly the developer just up and disappeared. I have no idea what happened to them. There's no news about them or anything. They're just gone. And the game was yanked from the Apple Store. So the $20 that I spent on it, as well as the iPad, useless. Granted, the iPad's got other uses. I wound up giving it to Holo because she can use it for drawing and such, and some other purposes, but I'm not an iOS user, so it was useless to me. But at least all those games cannot be yanked from my library.
Welcome to the joy of board games. One spot, it's yours.
Well, that's also the joy of Steam.
And I think that's actually like the other like piece of the puzzle that I feel like would be, quite ideal for any kind of game is if it's a single player experience, or at least has the capability of being a single player experience, don't require people to be online. Like, I should be able to play, Stardew Valley and, Terraria, etc. without an internet connection. Because, sometimes, that would be the fun game to play on, play while traveling. Like, imagine, you're playing this, a hobby shop sim, and it's like, yeah, I'm just going to pass the time, on my 4-hour flight to a convention with this.
Sirio, that right there, the expected that statement, the expected scope and size of games grew bigger. That is outright false. That is rhetoric that is being pumped out by the AAA developers to justify their bullshit.
Yep.
Look at this game. This game is simple as hell. And yet, in about a week of them releasing, they've gotten over 400,000 sales.
And I think
the scope and size of games has not grown bigger. People just want fun games.
Yeah, and I think the biggest factor in my mind is that, yes, the scope of games has changed in some regards, but also the tools to make those games have become a lot more accessible. Imagine trying to make a game like this, 15 years ago.
Fair.
Like, it obviously, very easily technically done, but the burden of, or sorry, the point of entry in terms of you being able to make your game has also reduced a fair bit. Because, the tools have gotten a lot better to develop games. And likewise, AAA game studios have been developing their own engines and their own tools to make those games, so while you could potentially argue that the scope has changed and has increased, the games are also, in some regards, easier to make.
I can see
Yeah,
that
it's a lot
some.
easier to throw away $400 million on a game called Concord.
Yeah. I can definitely see the argument about yeah, them having gotten a little bigger, but the tools have grown to match. If you really look at it, they have not grown as far as the work versus the payout.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that the intention of gaming has changed, because, yeah, kind of going back to some of our previous discussion points, like before it was like, hey, like StarCraft. StarCraft was kind of the multiplayer game, and then the campaign was meant to teach you some of the game mechanics to varying degrees of success. You had the small experiences, the narratives, and God, people do not respect that cash register, do they?
No, they do not.
But yeah, the scope has changed from providing a, either a good single player experience or a fun multiplayer experience to something that is trying to get as much money out of your wallet as possible.
Yeah.
And, they're trying to justify that with, hey, we just hired, this big name actor to, mocap and voice act in our, basically, we wanted to do a movie, but the script got rejected.
Yeah. The number of those are...
I mean, especially oh, hey, this is a 4 or 5 hour, super cinematic experience. And it's like, well, I'm paying $60 for a movie?
That is definitely a hard one. Because, on the one hand, we do have some that have been really enjoyable experiences. But on the flip side, we've had some that have been okay, come on. Like the Dark Pictures anthology. I don't actually know how much they charge for those, come to think of it. But I'm pretty sure it's up there near the $60 price tag. But it's still... These are really good experiences, but they're also not that kind of... They're a playable movie, but you can tell that they were intended from the start to be a playable movie, as opposed to just, oh, yeah, well, we were gonna make a movie, but we can't, so have this movie that's just got cutscene, it's got some gameplay mechanics. Yeah, that's great. You guys like that, right? Yeah. I just...
Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps is some of the best storytelling I've seen in video games.
I was actually just talking about Ori on my stream tonight.
I love those games. They were so beautiful.
So
So
actually-
majestic.
I was actually having this whole AAA kind of rant on my stream earlier. I'm just realizing that now. I was like, wait, were we having a discussion here? No, I was actually having this discussion on my stream tonight. Because, to kind of summarize, when I experienced Ori and also Will the Wisp for the first time, I was speechless.
I don't blame you. I don't freaking blame you. Because I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Also, looks like the Dark Picture anthology games, like some of them are 40. I guess like the latest one's $40, but some of them are also like. Actually, sorry, the entire season one's about $100.
Okay.
That's like eight games for season one.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, back on my main point, like for me, a game that is truly memorable and something that like, even if I can't experience it again, is something that I would thoroughly enjoy. You kind of have 4 pillars, and at the core of that is the pillar on gameplay. Is the gameplay smooth, fun, and reactive? Combine that with an aesthetic, that you understand that you're going for, combined with the pillar of world building and storytelling. Is the world that you're crafting, something that is memorable and unique? And then combine that at the top, nice little bow, is a soundtrack. For me and Ori, particularly the refinements they did in Will of the Wisp, was a beautiful evolution of that typical genre. You have a lot of movement options, a lot of combat options that you can augment and upgrade Ori. The world itself tells a story as you're exploring it, and you are rewarded for that exploration. And the combined aesthetic itself is quite beautiful and almost dreamlike. And then add on top of that, a gorgeous soundtrack that really knows how to guide your emotions and make you feel like you're a part of this narrative, even though you are just controlling Ori. And the ending is set. But the experience for everyone going through that journey from beginning to end is always different. Sure, you experience the same story beats, but it's on your own time and at your own exploration pace. And it's like, if they came out with like another Ori game, I'd just be like, please inject this in my veins right now. Because, yeah, there are very few games that combine that, all 4 of those pillars, at least for me, those 4 pillars. And to kind of like go on what I was talking about earlier, and I do apologize that I just want to finish this thought. For me, I have an expectation for a AAA developer to be able to have those funds available to invest in those 4 pillars. You have the best minds of gameplay development to be able to come up with a slick system, the programmers to make that all nice, smooth, and responsive, the world designers and the story writers to be able to craft a narrative and make this world feel alive. And then you can, hire the freaking Sydney Opera House composers and stuff like that to, make sure that your soundtrack is killer. Hire the best minds.
Ooh, $849 card.
Nice.
But yeah, they've shifted away from, as opposed to investing that money to make a quality game, they've shifted to, we're going to flash the money by, hiring expensive talent for the sake of expensive talent, and we're going to try to squeeze everything out of you, as opposed to we're delivering a quality cake.
It's like my most memorable games. While nowadays they're AAA devs, they weren't at the time. Like Warcraft. Blizzard started out as basically an indie developer. At least if they were to come out nowadays, they would be an indie developer. And it's like, we can get all of these memorable experiences from Undertale, from Ori, from Stardew Valley, and yet what are we getting out of AAA games?
Chunk.
Like the original StarCraft, I remember a lot from that. But StarCraft 2? I mean, I've
The only
had some. Huh?
Go on, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, StarCraft 1, that was when Blizzard was still what would be considered an indie dev. And, or at least they were growing towards a AAA developer, but not there yet. But what I remember a lot of the story from StarCraft 1. But StarCraft 2, it's like, my best memories from it weren't even stuff that the developers put in. It was me playing the arcade, which are basically modded maps. Well, they are modded maps that the community made. Basically, indie developers are just using StarCraft 2 as their platform. Am I
using using the RTS of StarCraft 2 to make a first-person shooter?
Yeah. Or Mario Party.
Yep. Like, go back to your previous point. You allow modders to your game. You increase the lifespan of your game infinitely. Or not quite infinitely, but like, yeah. The lifespan of your game is going to get increased if you have a very healthy modding community and you just open up the tools from day one.
It's like BioWare growing up. BioWare and Blizzard. BioWare and Blizzard were my two favorite developers. Because they both made some of my favorite games as a kid. Also, yeah, bless you. But those were all from before they became AAA developers. As soon as BioWare was bought out by EA, I tried Dragon Age. It was like... It was okay. But there was always something off about it. And the best thing I can attribute to that is just frickin' EA being like, nope, gotta get the game out. Cut corners.
And I think another aspect that it just has to do with that is just how globalized the gaming industry has become. Because when we're starting to get to the size of what we consider AAA now, you're not just worrying about hey, I'm just going to release my game on Steam or whatever like that, and I'm just going to, maybe try to get on like the North American shelves or something like that. It's like, no, this is going to be instantaneous worldwide release digitally, or near instantaneous. And that means that, this market doesn't like this mechanic. Okay, either we remove that mechanic or that feature or whatever, or we just don't sell there. Like, I know actually like a couple of the like, I think like I was reading recently like the Netherlands and someone else in Europe, like Pokemon Unite, and I think one of the other, I think Pokemon Sleep are actually going to be no longer available because certain like in-game purchases or mechanics like that go against localized laws. But yeah, kind of more on the point of like, you kind of have to like play it safe overly, because if you're trying to get into as many markets as possible, well, you can't do this thing that might upset this market, and you can't do this thing because that market would like ban the game. So we kind of have to be really safe and kind of homogenize a lot of the narratives, because hey, we can't try to actually just like try to paint a broad stroke of like what are like the general themes that are like no-goes for certain markets. You kind of get the point.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like a lot of that is simply, like in the case of what you were saying with the Netherlands and such, that is them monetizing it. That's not the story of the game, the heart of the game. That is the corporate side that is killing it.
Yeah, it's a very fair point. I kind of went on a bit of a side tangent there, but yeah, at the end of the day, everything's become less about delivering a narrative and just You are a walking sack of money.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I've definitely seen the rhetoric from the AAA companies and such of how the scope's grown and such, and yet I sit here and I point out Undertale, Ori, Minecraft, freaking Stardew Valley, Terraria. There's this game.
Cult of the Lamb,
Cult
Cassette
of the
Beast,
Lamb, Cassette Beast.
Dave the Diver, even though that's like less, it's more like AA, I think.
But all of these games that are like, they have a very simple scope. They're doing what they're doing, and they are successful by every possible metric. It's bullshit what the AAA devs are trying to push.
Even publishers like word of warning, don't get Abby to talk about them fighting herds.
Oh?
What?
Be prepared for a rant if you mention that, because, you know, them fighting herds was published by Modus. Super Animal Royale is now actually independent of Modus and they're self-publishing again. It's like, that's
Actually,
a can of worms there.
I just want to jump in real quick. Add Super Animal Royale to that list of successful games.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, hey, we're getting ready for our first big like self-published update with like Super Animal Royale and or Super Animal World, and what are you guys rating? Hey, here's a free battle pass.
And they're not joking. It is a free battle pass.
Yeah, it's a free until like I think the update comes out. So hey, if you like Super Animal Royale and you aren't aware of it, yeah, there's a free battle pass available right now.
Just go in and claim it. And like the way that they do battle passes where they don't... Super Animal Royale is an example of how these companies do not need to rely on FOMO.
No, Super Animal Royale, I will say this time and time again, is the gold standard for how any game that has a battle pass should handle it, because I agree for a live service game where you as a player are a part of the product, because hey, you playing Super Animal Royale would be less fun if you were just going against 59 bots. Like it would just, the charm would be lost very quickly. So having a healthy player base there that wants to continue playing the game, is something that you try to encourage, and battle passes are an understandable mechanic in terms of encouraging people to come back time and time again. Because hey, there's some new stuff I can earn. Oh hey, that cosmetic's really cute, I can get that. But yeah, you don't weaponize the FOMO. You encourage people to be like, hey, you haven't played in 2 years, but hey, there's a whole bunch of new stuff, and oh, you missed this from a year and a half ago. Well, hey, don't worry, it's just gonna be a little bit more expensive now because it's an archive pass. But yeah, you can still earn it. Heck, I know with Fortnite, people are being like, hey, when are we getting Dire? That's been how many years since that skin came out, and people are like, I want it. I want to pay money for it because it looks cool. But Super Animal Royale is hey, you earn it. You can earn it at your pace there. We're not going to take it away from you. You gave us money, so we're going to honor that. Come back, finish it whenever you want. And heck, if you haven't finished the previous battle pass, you can finish it simultaneously with the current one.
My only wish is that we could swap out the current one. Because I know that I completed the last battle pass real fast, and then I was just sitting here like, man, I wish I could be earning towards one of the other old ones that I missed, instead of just sitting here with the current one forever. But that is my only complaint.
So basically, like, you know, have 2 battle passes active simultaneously as opposed to the current one and then, like, one old one active?
Yeah.
That's fair.
And even
But,
then,
you know,
it is a small gripe.
Yeah. I mean, compare that to, like, the current Party Animals battle pass.
Oh, God. I haven't even looked at party animals in a while.
Basically, the summary of it is that this battle pass is split into 2 battle passes, cats versus dogs.
Oh, of course.
And there's, like, I think 30 tiers or 20 or 30 tiers in each pass. And the end of that tier, or end of that pass, has a special mystery, you know, skin that's not been revealed yet. And don't worry, you know, even though your team selection is permanent, you can spy on the other team to earn their rewards. But the caveat is, the winning team, like, if you lose, you get your mystery skin for like 60% off. But the winning team gets the mystery skin for free, and they also have access to buy the opposition team skin. But
What game is this?
Party Animals.
Wait. So the loser of the team does, or the teams don't get to get the winning side?
Yeah, so like the mystery skin at the end of the pass, the losing team does not have access to the other team's skin. But the winning team does have access to the opponent's skin.
Oh. That is
You're just
scummy.
dividing the. You're just dividing community right there. Anything else?
And
What
they've
is-
also been doing the ones where there's been a lot of the seasonal events that last for, like, you know, 30 days or so. And I think some of the skins come back in the store later. I've not seen them. I do play Party Animals quite actively, but it's like, yeah, you compare that to, like, SAR, and it's like, SAR's just like,
What?
you are never going to treat me wrong. I don't want to say it like that, but, like, they've always shot pretty well in terms of respecting the player base.
What is Party Animals?
Basically, everybody's plushies, and they've got various mini games that you participate in.
Wait, that has party. That battle pass.
Apparently now.
Okay, actually, no. Actually, my apologies. I misspoke slightly. It's not a battle pass per se, but it is a seasonal event. That obviously you can buy tiers for to accelerate things there, but yeah, it's
But isn't that like a paid game? They have to pay first.
But you know, the
Yes.
seasonal event itself is not paid. But yeah, you do have to pay the game first. The seasonal events are completely free to play. But obviously, like with anything that kind of has like a pseudo battle pass in them, you can buy tiers. If you like don't want to actually play the game, you just want to earn the stuff. And they do have a freemium currency and a premium currency.
See,
But
that's so. Sorry, go ahead.
But it's still you're kind of making these seasonal events to kind of weaponize the FOMO.
Mm-hmm.
You have to turn the game into a job. And I think when games become jobs and chores, they start becoming fun.
And that's, even though it's free, I feel like I'm being pressured to play it more instead of having my own time to enjoy it. And that just makes me like, nope, I don't want to play it. I don't want to have that feeling on me when I'm playing a game like that.
It's why I'm against any game with a subscription. Because that's the exact same thing. It's like, God damn it, if I don't play this game, then I am literally throwing away money.
Yep. And
I
for
just
me,
want to
even
be
though
able to boot up the game I bought and play it whenever the hell I want, not because I paid a subscription for it.
Shadow Wolf, nobody is. But with that freemium, that battle pass, season pass, whatever it's called, I still feel like I'm being pressured to play it more if I do have that.
What we're talking about, Shadow Wolf, is game companies weaponizing FOMO against their player base.
Like, for example, if let's just say, for example, the we came out with the Superjet, skin for insert your favorite game here. But, we're going to do it as part of a seasonal pass or, a seasonal event. Maybe it's free. That, hey, is used to encourage people to come back and play the game for a period. Because, hey, we all burn out of games and sometimes we just need that little nudge to come back and, we start playing it again for a bit. It's what keeps the player base for these games alive. But there's always uncertainty of, well, hey, is this skin going to be available when the event ends? Where could I get it if I miss the event? Hey, I was out of the country into Norway. I was visiting Norway for like 4 weeks and I couldn't play. I was hiking the Himalayas and I had no internet. I got yeeted off to the Mystery Dungeon world and I only just got back. Like, where can I get this? But if the answer is, oh, we don't know, or we'll come back at some point, it's creating FOMO. If they had a firm framework where we'd be like, hey, we're going to have this available for the event, and, in the next update, which will be probably, a month or two later, it'll be in the store.
Kind of the way that Super Animal Royale does it. Like, with that one, yeah, they've got their seasonal events, and yeah, they've got new stuff, but when you're working towards the new stuff, there's that little track down at the bottom that you can go through to earn the old stuff.
Yep.
Yes. And it's very clear, hey, you're going to earn these cosmetics in this order. So if you see the stuff you really want, you know what you need to do to work for it. And there are numerous weekly and daily events, or, challenges to be able to earn the experience for that. And, yeah, so even if you miss the event, it'll be back next year.
Yep. And what I like about Super Animal Royale, like what Master said, even though I missed the Battle Pass, it's still gonna be there. I can still do it.
Only incentive is that, hey, come in a little bit quicker, because if you give it to us now, it's cheaper, but if you want to get something old, well, it'd just be a little bit more expensive.
But it's still there. I can still buy it. That's the thing. I don't feel pressured to play it since I know it's gonna be there in the future. That's the whole difference. It frustrates me about this whole battle pass system, because I want to play games when I want to play.
Yeah.
Especially since most of us are adults and have work. We only have so limited time to play these games nowadays.
I mean, actually, another game example that kind of jumps to mind for me is Warframe. It's a grindy game. It has plenty of mechanics there to help you skip the grind if you really want to. But, for the most part, barring, actually, then again, most of the events are rotation anyway. Nothing's going to be locked behind the, well, hey, you weren't playing it this time. I feel like Warframe's the kind of game for me where, I could not play it for 6 months, come back and binge the heck out of it. It doesn't have a dime for me.
Shadow Wolf, you can ignore the battle pass in any game, but the whole fact that it exists in the first place is trying to push for people to not ignore it, and there's plenty of people Not everybody is like you, or they can't ignore it. A lot of people cannot.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
is
it's like, imagine-
psychology that is being weaponized against people.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we are going to create this hero arena shooter, and we know, okay, you guys like these 4 characters in particular, so we're going to design 4 battle passes around giving, the most godly, gorgeous, flashy, skin that everyone wants to play with for these particular characters, just because we know people are going to want to, earn that skin. Like, God, the concept of you have to pay to earn it. Not pay get, pay to earn.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like, you can't ignore it, but then, like, it's the cycle that, hey, you want to look cool when you're playing stuff because, hey, in some regards, you want to support the developer, you want to have fun, you want to look flashy. And they just taking it from the, oh, hey, I, like, got this achievement, and now I have a alternate skin color for my jacket, that makes me look really extra cool. And now it's like, well, hey, now I gotta pay $40 for a jacket, a digital jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't ignore it, but it's
It's not just even, it's not even just the developers. Like, the developers are weaponizing cultures against people with all of these. Like, it was brought up a couple days ago, I didn't know about it, but there was a skin released for thousands of dollars on, I think it was League of Legends. Or hundreds of dollars. Either way, way too fucking much for a skin. But it was released purely to weaponize a culture. Because apparently the Korean culture, they've got it's a status symbol to have rare skins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you mean by that. Got it.
Or there's the whole, especially in PvP games. Oh, are you running around with no cosmetics? Oh, you plebeian. Or
Yep.
the other side of things, this is a noob. There's a target on their back now. The special Ari skin was created as part of League of Legends Hall of Legends 2024 event, where it inducted the multi-awarded Korean pro player Faker. Ah. Tawagi, thank you very much for that follow. Welcome.
Yep. But hey, nobody can stop them. They can do that, and guess what? People will buy it.
and that's why it's gotten so bad, is that we had way too many years where, hey, we're gonna, I mean heck, look at like Rainbow Six Siege. It's a game you have to pay in. They have an annual pass, they have premium currency for premium skins, and a battle pass.
And that's why I just kind of ignore those games.
No, and like it didn't start off like that, but they just added more and more over time.
Mm-hmm.
And people kept on giving them money.
Yep.
I'm definitely not against developers earning money. Definitely don't think that, everyone out there. But it's a matter of how. The way most developers are going about it nowadays is just the epitome of scummy.
Yep. It's just awful. It's really awful. The thing is, the community can't say that, Shadow Wolf, but we all know there's gonna be plenty of people that's gonna buy the skin, just because of status.
Even one person buying a skin at that price, the company won.
Yep.
Because I guarantee you, it did not cost them $450 to make that skin. So even a single person buying that, they win. And there's going to be at least a single person buying it.
Mm-hmm. Especially in Korea. Like, they're extremely big of League of Legends in Korea. So I would not be surprised if someone over there buys it.
I mean, no, I had a friend who, for those that don't know, protogens, most everybody knows about protogens, but there's a premium version of them called primogens. Anybody can make a protogen, but there's certain lore stuff or something behind the primogens that you can only get them from the maker of the protogen and such. And I had a friend that fell into almost spending several $1,000s on an auction for a custom primogen.
What?
There's going to be people out there that do this. No, they are related to protogens.
I guess it makes me sad, but there's always gonna be other games that actually really appreciate my time, and games that are extremely gonna be fun.
Yep, honestly, I think like we are entering the golden age of the indie and AA developer.
Yep, I agree.
I think every single Flash, hit game that has come out, in this last year have been non-AAA.
I couldn't even tell you what AAA games did come out this year.
Also
Me too.
valid.
Yeah. I don't.
Well,
I'm just
actually,
trying to think of any games that.
okay, I can name a few. For example, okay, I can't actually think of the name right now, but the one that starts with the C that literally was there for 2 days before they yanked it.
Concord.
Concord. There's a few ones like that where I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I know they existed, and they tanked. I can't think of a successful one that came out this year, though, at all. Because, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 was last year, right?
Yep.
It's
Yes.
been 1 year now.
Yes.
God, and I still haven't played it. I really need to get on that.
It's
I played
multiplayer.
I played it, but for the people, I had work and they don't, and they just took off without me, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I never beaten it. I didn't even get past the first whatchamacallit, the first section of the game.
Well, maybe by the time we finish Barrow Trauma, we can move on to that together.
Great. Now I do have an incentive to complete it, frick. How could you, Master? How could you?
Well, first I gotta finish Baldur's Gate 2. And I need voice actors to help me with that.
And as much as I want to continue this lovely conversation, it's also 5 o'clock in the morning. I need to be sleeping.
That's okay, go sleep.
Sleep.
Yep, so you beans have a lovely night. We'll be glad to rant about AAA developers later.
Yes, I kind of enjoy this, to be honest. Like, I'm glad I get to talk to someone about this too. Like, I'm noticing a lot, but I had nobody to talk to about it.
I'm just looking forward to when we learn more information about the Nintendo lawsuit.
Oh, the one against Pal World?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my one little gripe with it that I've not seen officially reported on, to my knowledge, and hey, I might be wrong. If I am wrong, please correct me. But to my knowledge, all we know is that there has been an announcement of a lawsuit. We do
Yes.
not know officially what is being sued on.
Yep.
But everyone's jumped on about, you know, certain patents and lawsuits, which
Yep.
they may most likely be a part of it, but we don't know.
Well,
we have no idea.
the one thing we do know for sure is that it is a patent-related lawsuit.
Yeah.
That's the
People are,
only
like-
thing.
So people are looking at like the patents of like, you know, the ball catching that was only like applied for and like approved in like August. It's like as like they're suing over this, like we don't actually know. If it is that one, I'll probably be the first to say that's probably the silliest thing for them to sue over, and like Nintendo go to hell. But let's see what they're actually doing first before we start laying the pitchforks.
That's kind of why I've been like, it's a scary situation to me because, you know, I don't want another repeat of the Atari, or not the Atari, the Bandai loading screen mini game thing. I don't want a repeat of freaking Warner Brothers and the Nemesis system. So that's one thing that I'm worried about with this.
Oh, absolutely. And like my sneaking suspicion is that this might be an avenue for potential discovery, as opposed to more than anything else. But I am, yeah. We will see what happens before, and then I will happily hand out the pitchforks.
Yeah.
Ito Akami raided my stream with 6 viewers.
Hey there, Pixel. Thank you so much for that raid. Give me just a moment. We're talking about something, and I know Sada needs to go to bed, so I don't want to keep him up much longer. We'll get to you in just a moment. But
yeah. We'll keep an eye on that. You all have a lovely night, and
well, what
Bully the streamer, I guess, or Blep.
What I was going to say on this was, I really don't think it's one of those situations where it's the most recent things where they split it up, because Nintendo has never lost a lawsuit that they started.
Yep.
And that would be something that any judge would look at and be like, okay, come on, really? So, yeah.
So ultimately, we'll save the deep analysis for when we actually know more about what's particularly being sued, because, yeah, we just don't know just yet, and it's...
I'm just so tired of seeing it in my YouTube page.
Yeah, all the speculation. I am very intrigued to know more about it, but nobody knows more.
And people think they do. And I'm like, we don't know what's going on. Like, it might be behind closed doors. We talk about. We don't know.
Yeah, and I will say this also. You know, there has to be a very firm argument for what has Power World in particular infringed upon, that, you know, things like Cassette Beast, Temtem, insert any other previous monster catching game that's come out in the last 10 years. What have they done that's not gotten the ire of Nintendo, but these guys have, and you can't point to say, well, hey, they made money, because hey, these guys are successful is not going to be a valid argument in court. So they feel like they have something that they can go after. Maybe they're only going after because they've made money, and they could have easily gone after everyone else, but it sets a very nasty precedent. So,
yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, before this turns into another 20-minute conversation, I'm gonna go to bed. We'll definitely have to talk more later.
Definitely. Sleep well.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Shadow Wolf, I'm gonna get back to you in a minute here. Pixel, you were chilling on Cyber Sleuth. Very nice. You're getting near to finishing the game. I need to give that game another go. I tried it at one point and just never actually finished it. But I love Digimon, so I want to check it out more. But welcome in. Pixel, are you still there? Would you like a regular shout out or a random clip from your channel brought up? And while I am waiting for that answer, welcome in everybody. I am Razim. We do all sorts of things here. Right now we're doing some TCG Card Shop Sim. We do a lot of other things though. Lots of tabletop games, Pathfinder, multiple Pokemon games. One of our Digimon games did just end, but we've got another one right around the corner, so look forward to that, everybody. We also have multiple artists that come and join us throughout the week. So do hit that follow button, everyone, and come join us again. And for those already here, go check out Pixel. I know they do art as well and do a lot of things like Risk of Rain and, well, Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Alright, well, let's get this shout out here for you. Now, Shadow Wolf, part of why the entire thing that we were just talking about is not getting out the torches and pitchforks on Nintendo over this. Because the chances of them suing Palworld over a catching mechanic are incredibly slim. Now, maybe the specific means of how you catch them.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. Like anybody like catching ball, they're gonna go after. Because Temtem and the other ones do not use that. They use other forms of catch mechanics. So,
I have seen balls used in so many things, though. Palworld is not alone. Yeah.
I just remember Palworld being the first one that I've known about another company using balls.
I think they are the first to get big with that, but even still, it's like... I really don't think that that's what they're going after. I don't think... Nintendo is smart about their lawsuits. That's why they've never lost one.
And not only that, but it's smart about the lawsuits when they don't ear their fans, per se. Usually. So, I'm wondering about that as well.
Like,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Temtem did it with orbs. But, like, the chance of them going after the Palworld over catching mechanics, that would just be idiotic. And I don't think that Nintendo would be that dumb. There is something else going on that we don't know yet, so put away the torches and pitchforks. until we actually know what the hell's going on. That
Oh,
is
I
what
know
I'm
that.
encouraging.
I know that they know something we don't know. That's
Yeah.
all. It sucks to say that, but the lawsuit just started. What can we do?
Because your statement there, Shadow... Oh, there's an ad break. And I know he's
Oh.
not subscribed, so I'll hold off on that.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna call in tomorrow, so I'm not gonna go work.
I mean, I figured you were, considering it's, 3:30 a.m. and you're still here.
I hate this game.
You lost track of time, didn't you?
I did.
But either way, there's a chance that maybe they're going after over it being too similar to how they do it. But even then, I still doubt it. Because the wrath of the fans on them, I don't think they'd risk that.
Yeah.
Not over something so stupid.
Remember, Nintendo is very smart when it comes to their fans. They know how much fans do matter compared to other companies.
I don't know about that one.
Yes and no.
Yes.
I mean, the recent Pokemon releases haven't really shown that if they do think that they have, if they do know it, they think they have the power play at the moment.
I'm just wondering about that though. Is it the Nintendo doing that or the Pokemon Company doing that?
Well, I mean,
because remember, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, they do share, but they're still individual companies themselves.
I'm fairly certain the Pokemon Company is owned by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Hey there, Scooter? Hello there. Yeah, Nintendo owns Game Freak.
Yeah, they're in the same wheelhouse together. They're not going to make executive decisions that go above that.
No, it says right here, Nintendo owns 33% of Pokemon. Game Freak is third party. They are completely independent.
Huh. That is definitely news to me.
So, like I said, I don't know if Nintendo's doing that or the Pokemon Company is doing that. It might be both, it might be separate. That part, I'm not completely sure about.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I can see what you're saying on that end. It's more like what is going to be the end result for essentially everyone else. And I think that's more of the, like, what matters. Because I don't think that Game Freak is going to ever, like, go, separate themselves from them,
No. I know that, but I'm just saying, like, is Nintendo or Game Freak themselves, controlling how they're making the games? It's gonna be Nintendo, but who's actually making these type of games that's pumping out recently?
Yeah, 'cause I know a lot of
So
them
it is Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, both.
Yes.
But either way, it's like they know what they're doing, and from what I have heard, it is multiple patent infringements anyways.
Well,
but we're gonna need to wait and see what's happening.
yeah, because even the Power team on their official post said that they don't know what the patterns that they were doing is. Like, even they don't know. So I mean, that if the official company who's looked at this for however long doesn't know, it's going to be really unlikely that anyone else knows that they, you know, they would be the ones that would know out of any.
Well, Beerus, maybe not put it in quite like that, but yes, I will very much agree with that sentiment. You should be doing research before you say stuff you don't know. I will always support doing research. Especially if you are... Like, it's one thing to get into a discussion live here on stream like I do quite often.
Yeah.
Where, yeah, there's gonna be a couple of details that I'm gonna get wrong. But I don't sit here getting angry and being like, that's bullshit, like you were there in the chat, Shadow. And yes, Martins can bark.
And this is why I enjoy discussing about these, because we're not screaming or yelling. We're actually trying to think of this more logically than anything else. We do have our emotions, but like we're not. I'm thinking of a term I can't think of right now.
Our emotions aren't a factor on what we're talking about here.
Yes, thank you.
We're being logical in this discussion.
It's still up. And the ultimate thing is like anything when it comes up to this. So it's, 'cause I've seen a lot in game studios and stuff where it's like, you know, who's this or who did this, who did that. And ultimately, it's like, what is the end result, and what can you do as your own like consumer about it? And it's like, they'll be like, oh, well, you know, it's actually just the executives, not the designers, or it's the CEOs and not these people, so we can't, you know, we have to support them even if they're doing bad practices against us, because the digital artists didn't make these decisions, so we can't punish them, so we have to buy their game because we wouldn't want the artists to be, you know, punished for the CEO's decisions. It's like, it's, you know, you kind of can't go into kind of all that. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, how do you make decisions that are going to affect the way you were treated?
I will say, when it comes to games, if you don't agree with the company, don't buy the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that is kind of a misconception there. Is, in general, the artist and the programmers, they've already been paid for their work.
Yeah.
They're not getting any royalties from your purchase. So if the game flops, they're not hurting for it. And if they're going to get laid off, well, frankly, they're going to probably have gotten laid off anyways.
And a lot of them get laid off after the game is released because the game is already released, so they don't need them anymore.
Yeah. So never buy a game thinking you are supporting the artists or developers. You are only supporting the company. Except when it comes to indie games, and which are an entirely different beast altogether.
And most indie games, like I said, the consumers have probably the most say when it comes to indie games more than anything else, because it's not like people can just do, like, when it comes to indie games, yeah, it's like the consumers definitely have the power play on the indie games, whereas big companies can just be like, I'll just write off that game. We tried something, it didn't work, just throw it to the dogs and then move on to the next one. But indie games can't really do that.
I'm just gonna say Ubisoft and just.
Yeah, no, that's exactly.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of people like this, both fanboys and CEOs alike will be like, you wouldn't want the artist to feel bad if, you know, you don't like a game. Something. Yeah, it's silly. Ultimately, yeah, you gotta make the more companies feel like the decisions they do negatively matter, then the more we're going to get better games.
Yeah. Speak with your wallet.
Yeah. Guess what? Guess who the companies need the money from the most? The consumers.
Yeah.
Not the shareholders. Not the CEO. The freaking consumers.
Yeah, and I think it's also getting such a tight, and I think there is kind of, like I said, there is slowly rising like this the rise of the AA studio, especially like in the recent few years. Just the rise of the AA studios have gone so massive that it's just there is that like dynamic shift that's slowly happening.
Yep.
Where people are like, you mean a $15 indie game? Yeah, that's the thing that we should like hyperfixate on for 6 months. The dev teams of like 100 people or less, like that's where my stuff goes. Like that's where I want it to go.
And I'm sad to say, but even before this lawsuit happened, I haven't bought a Nintendo game in such a long time.
I
Same
haven't
here.
bought. Yeah, almost everyone I know, like I don't. Maybe I don't have like, cause like it's also like I don't know people who even own like a Switch, or if they're going to actively buy Switch games. And that's where Pokemon is. Like Pokemon hasn't come to Steam, you know, they haven't really come to other platforms, you know, they haven't really expanded out to people who want to play their games. Pokemon Unite was the closest thing to like really trying to get into the PC. I think that was PC market.
Real quick. Estefano, hello there. I'm doing well. How are you? Welcome in. By the way, guys, TF me.
Was Pokemon Unite on PC?
No.
No, it's on smartphones.
No, it's on...
I thought-
Pokemon Unite is only on Switch.
Oh, really?
Really?
Let me double check that. If you don't mind.
I mean, go for it.
thought
As
that
far
was-
as I'm aware, it's only on...
Oh, Switch and
Switch.
mobile.
Yeah, Switch and mobile. Okay, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's
Wasn't
Yeah,
the...
Switch and
Pokemon.
mobile.
What I thought was that the mobile one was was just the voice chat for the game.
No.
No.
It's actually on mobile.
Okay. Yeah, that's like the for some reason Nintendo loves like their mobile like app games and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, like they love their mobile app games, but like I guarantee you, if enough of like Nintendo, which is almost entirely Pokemon at this point, if enough people just aren't doing things with Nintendo, they might eventually even come to like Steam platforms and stuff like that. Like they are riding so hard on that like Nintendo Switch that has like 2011 hardware, if not earlier hardware, that like if eventually enough stuff happens, they will come to crawling back to Steam like every other company will do one day or another.
The thing is,
Well,
they're fans. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. They're fans.
the funny
think
thing
they're-
is about Nintendo's games and stuff is that they are literally their games work better on PC via emulation.
Yeah.
By every account that I have heard, they work better
Yeah.
via emulation on PC than they do on the actual console. console.
It's because, yeah, it's the FPS, like, unlock and stuff, where it's like, yeah, you can play this game at 60 FPS. People can mod in support that, fixes bugs. People can do these things, and they create a better experience because they fill in the gaps that the company didn't do. As, like, they're like, oh yeah, I'm just one dude, and I spent, like, a week and fixed your entire code. Here it is for free. And, like, the fact that we have emulation that is as good as it is just shows that, like, Pokemon could cash in on the PC game market.
Oh, they really could.
If they wanted it.
But they have a stranglehold on the whole fresh IP, so that's not gonna happen.
If they don't sell it, like, if they just don't meet the sales.
Oh, but the problem is the sales keeps going up. It's not going down. That's the issue.
I very much believe that they would have a wonderful time if they released on PC.
Yeah, and that might be the case.
People will absolutely buy it on PC. And their console, like, no console developer is actually making money off of the console. They're making money off of the games that you buy afterwards and the hardware and such. So, them, sure, they're not going to be selling as many consoles if they release on PC, but they're going to be making more sales overall by just having more people buying, period. But I would like to put a pin in this conversation if I could.
Yeah.
Because I want to change games.
Oh, okay.
I'm enjoying this, but I want to, I just want another recording for tonight for the YouTube algorithm. Because I am taking Mondays off now, so yeah. Need some some extra recordings for that. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining us so far on the stream today. We are not done yet, but that is it for TCG Card Shop Simulator. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It is probably one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by tipping to the channel directly, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to our YouTube. But for now, thank you all so very much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wow.